Aussie Athlete.
Hey, I'm here on the Bao Sheng Durian farm in Penang, Malaysia. I just wanted to share how beautiful it is here. Apart from the sound of that grass cutting, it's just deathly silent here. It's pretty beautiful. They have these huge boulders, amazing sloping hills here, which the durian trees really like a terraced approach to catch the durians. Most of the trees here are grafted. There are some grown from seed, which are unique varieties. But a lot of the trees here are more than 30 years old, which gives them very special flavors in the durians. If you have younger trees, you simply can't get the flavors that you can get from an old tree. The flavors, like similar to wine tasting, to fine wines, they get more flavors with age. And a durian tree might actually start out not tasting amazing, but when it gets 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years old, it can actually start to taste incredible, and the flavors just really come in, and it just brings the whole durian together. So yeah, like sometimes people cut durian trees down because they don't taste so good when they first fruit, but they're usually, in my opinion, they're making a decision too early. Because from what I've heard, and from my experience with eating older durian from older trees, the flavors just become amazing. For example, unless you've got an old tree, you can't get what they call the num flavor, or the wine alcohol kind of flavor, or the flower flavor. And so you're pretty much just getting like sweet and maybe bitter. But even bitter comes in more with the older trees. So unless the tree is 25 to 30 years or more, you're only going to really have sweet flavor, and that's kind of the best it'll be. And like when they cut the durians in Thailand, and also here now in Kuala Lumpur, this year they started cutting durians from the trees earlier, like in Thailand, because apparently some Thai businessmen from the durian industry came over here, and they've influenced people to start cutting them. So now in KL, you'll find durians that have been cut from the tree 7 to 10 days early, and they just won't have the same flavors that you can get with freshly fallen durian, which Malaysia and in particular Penang is well known for, because they always let the durian drop from the trees naturally here, and only in the first hour of a durian dropping from a very old tree do you have the possibility of having the num flavor that slightly numbs your tongue and gums, just for a short period of time, maybe 30 seconds, but it has a fragrance associated with it and a flavor that really, it's very special. It really makes the durian very satisfying. You got to experience it. I can't really describe exactly what it is, but it's a gas-like smell from the outside, and it smells a little bit different in each variety of durian as well. So you kind of have to come to know it through really knowing the varieties very well. Yeah, and the wine or alcohol and flower flavors, which also have an associated fragrance that you can smell without opening the durian if you have a good enough nose. Those only come from old trees also, usually, and yeah, I think they only come from old trees ever. And within 2 to 4 hours of the durian dropping, the flower and wine or alcohol taste are gone. They just fade away. Kind of like they off gas or something. They're just gone from the durian. And then bitter, like within after certainly 2 days, the bitter flavor is gone, and then after 1 to 2 days, you're just left with the sweet flavor as the only flavor that you're going to get out of the durian. There's other subtle flavors, like there may be a chocolatey overtone or various things, but those main 5 flavors that Mr. Chang here from Bao Sheng Durian Farm talks about: sweet, bitter, wine or alcohol, flour, and num. they're the main 5 flavours that you want to look for in a durian. They're the qualities to look for in a durian. And to get those, you want to have it from an old tree. You want to have super fresh as soon as possible after dropping from the tree, but not less than 15 minutes, because it takes that first 15 minutes from when the durian hits the ground to react and create those special flavours. Particularly, mainly the num flavour really is the one that sets in when the durian drops. So when they catch it in the net, that doesn't happen, right? So if it's caught in the net, then they'll bang those durian on the ground a few times and then wait 15 minutes and then eat it. And sometimes that'll bring the num flavour out when it wouldn't have otherwise happened if the durian was caught in a net. So there's lots of tricks to the trade, and it's remarkable how complex the durian is, and how satisfying it is, and how people travel from all over the world to come and be in beautiful places like this to eat the world's best durian.
Like, subscribe, visit, add, and follow Raw Aussie Athlete.